Tricky left-handers have troubled the Mexican on previous nights. Saunders will know that if he is not constantly alert, he could end up more like James Kirkland than Erislandy Lara. Canelo's solid chin, intelligent pressure, and propensity to remain tactically versatile has enabled him to turn unfavorable situations around. Welcome back, fight fans.
3 fighters I've had in there with him now, and he just keeps beating. He may be unbeatable.
Everyone loves a showdown between the best fighters our sport has to offer.
I know if I get in the ring with him, I have to do stuff with him that no one's ever done. Yes, it's going to be hard, but I know I got the beating of him.
That's why a clash between two men in their peak years, chasing their own respective versions of fistic glory, is so enticing to boxing viewers around the globe.
Canelo has never been scared. He was built as everyone's built.
Saul Canelo Alvarez, a Mexican legend, intent on enhancing an already glowing boxing legacy that has seen him win world titles across 4 weight classes. Billy Joe Saunders, a talented enigma, so often on the cusp of a big opportunity that would define his own career.
Huge body shots from Billy Joe Saunders. Oh, goodness me, he's taking him into... Oh, great right hand!
Boxing styles contrasting, personalities so different. The skill level on display will be of the highest order when Canelo and Billy Joe Saunders finally meet.
He's public enemy number 1. He's the one that I want.
He has the title, the WBO title, and we're going after those titles.
Extremely tough challenge that Canelo is taking.
Welcome to a Motivedia presentation.
Damned him with faint praise. He's better than Tyson Fury.
Canelo's tough and willing to show it, and is not apologizing for the fact that he has those kind of James Toney level skills to hit you more than you can hit him.
Sitting around the top of any credible pound-for-pound list, Canelo is adding names to his resume while traversing the weight classes in search of tough tests and bold new challenges. Recent outing, we saw the 30-year-old Mexican star dismantle Callum Smith, his sturdy British counterpart, in convincing fashion.
Smith is getting beaten down, but he hasn't stopped firing back.
A year prior, he was seen breaking down and knocking out feared Russian puncher Sergey Kovalev up at light heavyweight.
Oh, well, he's caught him with a left hand and his balance went completely just like that.
Moving from a 175-pound banger to a sharp-shooting 168-pound mover is all par for the course. Since looking mechanical and predictable in his only defeat so far, Canelo has honed his craft to cater for all styles.
He's never been scared. He fought Austin Trout when he was the money man. Erislandy Lara, a slick Cuban southpaw, right? What superstar fighter would get in with Triple G, 168-pounders and below? We're getting... Canelo will do it literally in this fight.
Unable to crank up the pace against Mayweather when it really mattered, he can now shift gears and break down an opponent when the situation demands.
Oh, it certainly is now. Huge right hand and calm down.
Sharpened under the tutelage of Coach Eddie Reynoso, boxing's most prodigious A-side enters with the odds stacked in his favor and is one of the sport's toughest men to defeat.
Top 160-pounders, I think he could beat all of them. Whichever one you name, I think he could beat them all.
What do you go to? What do you reach for strength?
I just reach for win. That's all what goes to my mind. I don't care how I win.
Yeah, when he's on form, he's absolutely brilliant. He can be untouchable at times. He's such a fantastic mover.
Billy Joe Saunders on his day is a very, very good fighter and can compete with any middleweight in the world in my eyes. All I'd tell him is don't make any mistakes, because he's a very good fighter and you capitalise on your mistakes.
The opponent tasked with upsetting those odds has yet to fight on a stage that many believe has long been set for his arrival. The night Englishman Billy Joe Saunders outboxed former world champion David Lemieux in Canada, he appeared on the verge of a breakthrough that never arrived.
You keep saying you want my WBO belt when I was 14 stone out of shape and wasn't in love with boxing. Then you wanted to fight me. Fight me now. Now fight me. We'll see a different story because you'll be punching fresh air. Listen, that performance tonight will scare them off. I don't think they'll want to fight me out of that performance. They all want to fight me, but not one of them signed no contract. So they want to fight me that much. Get your pens out and get it signed.
A projected bout with Triple G may have fallen by the wayside, but Saunders now has an opportunity to shake boxing to its core.
His pedigree's never been a question. He is world class on his day. He's got the beats of any middleweight, and I would say now super middleweight.
The guy is an elite boxer. Really? Boxing IQ, the guy's phenomenal.
Despite being a hefty underdog, as Tyson Fury showed in his rematch with Deontay Wilder, when the boxing lights shine down on center stage, expectations can be swiftly destroyed.
Divided. There's no dodgy scorecards. Everything's kept on a fair playing field. I know Canelo won't beat me.
A fleet-footed, defensively aware southpaw like Saunders, who does not lack belief and self-confidence, will look to follow a blueprint sketched out by the likes of Lara, Trout, and even Amir Khan.
Trout, there's a nice 1-2 that catches Canelo.
None of those was able to defeat Canelo. Such is the task facing the unbeaten matchroom stylist.
Billy Saunders from the UK. Billy Joe Saunders is going to be fighting Canelo. Do you think that Billy Joe Saunders has a chance against Canelo?
Yeah.
Anything can happen in the sport of boxing.
Oh, Billy Saunders, right? Man, they better leave that motherfucker alone, man. He boxed too good.
Saunders who realises that now he's turning on the start.
Saunders using his footwork and coming off the ropes beautifully. Could be going to hand right here.
Even though Canelo started his career off at welterweight, aged just 15.
When he was a teenager, he was a YouTube sensation, playing to packed houses in Mexico, there to watch him beat up grown men.
He has grown into an impressive physical presence. Saunders, meanwhile, has often ballooned in weight outside of unsettled training camps. Many believe his best options are down at 160.
Perfection, and even the referee applauding Billy Joe Saunders, who has unquestionably retained his Commonwealth title and won this fight by a long, long way. It's a masterclass.
Saunders has risen to every challenge, yet has never boxed in the class of a Canelo before.
He can move, he's awkward, southpaw, throws some awkward angles. I think if anyone can beat Canelo, it's Billy Joe.
The Guadalajara native has 15 years and over 400 rounds of hardened ring experience.
Back against the ropes, comes out swing, Canelo catches it clean again, and a fight is breaking out.
Both men boast high-level boxing ability. Canelo brings superb head movement to the table, along with ring IQ and ability to manage rounds and fights, plus a punch that has traveled up the divisions.
Can't deny them skills. Canelo's got a big punch, yeah. You take a punch, can't you?
I can take one, yeah.
You can take a punch.
Well, listen, you dare to be great. He's done it, and all the greats have done it, so if you want to do it, you've got to take them chances.
Saunders' stellar chin will help him absorb those crunching blows. He may need to take center ring at a point and show Canelo that he is a two-weight champion and a man worthy of respect.
I think Billy Joe Saunders is going to give him a hell of a fight. I think he's going to give him a tough fight. I think he's going to give him a strategic fight, and that it's going to be competitive going into the late rounds and tough.
At 30 years of age and a former Olympian, Saunders has an underrated boxing brain. He may enjoy success early, but if the bout enters the latter stages, that is where Canelo switches on and starts using the knowledge he has accumulated on his prey.
Oh, 14 with a big right hand. Let's throat. And Lee fighting on instinct. Big right uppercut.
He caught again there, Andy Lee.
Brains over brawl. And and I've got the skill set and mindset to beat anyone in the world.
Billy Joe's stamina must hold up better than against Chris Eubank Jr.
Hasn't landed the big clean shot. There he does. Great uppercut. Saunders takes it.
He cannot afford the inertia that crept in as the Andy Lee fight progressed.
Kidology from Saunders. He knows that he felt it. Lee's got a smile on his face.
His jab, distance, and concentration must be on point for no less than 12 rounds if he is to stop the Canelo steam train.
Embarrassing David Lemieux with his punch output, his accuracy, his ability to box, and the degree to which he's dominating the fight so far.
Tricky left-handers have troubled the Mexican on previous nights. Saunders will know that if he is not constantly alert, he could end up more like James Kirkland than Erislandy Lara. Canelo's solid chin, intelligent pressure, and propensity to remain tactically versatile has enabled him to turn unfavorable situations around.
Good left hand.
As the sparkling lights of the Las Vegas Strip beckon for this intriguing clash of characters, one thing is for sure. Billy Joe Saunders will leave nothing in the ring on fight night.
He doesn't move like me, he's not as fast as me, he's not as slick as me. You know, he's not as beautiful as me. So let's get it on, Canelo. Let's see who the best is.
This outspoken, proud Romany fighter enters Canelo's territory with only victory on his mind. If he can avoid the big shots and land enough of his own firepower in return, then things could get interesting very quickly. Consistently winning rounds in the eyes of the three people that matter may prove an entirely more demanding proposition.
The glance directed downwards towards the canvas. There goes the bell. So here we go.
Pride and legacy are on the line in this exciting matchup of boxer versus puncher.
I thought I'd just stick to that. Feints, kidding feints. I couldn't miss him. I knew a natural. Listen, a good boxer will always beat a good fighter.